In this video, I'm going to give you all the tips you need to know about traveling to Cartagena, the Indies in Colombia. Everything you need to know to avoid problems and make the most out of your trip. When to go there, how to get there, the weather, some months are not so ideal. I'm going to tell you about the tours, the main beaches, where to stay, cheap hotels, how to save money, how to buy your tours, what currency to use there, how to buy Colombian pesos much cheaper, lots of tips that will make a difference to your trip, guys. So don't forget to give us a like, it's very important, that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot, and buckle up. Hey guys, for those who don't know me, I'm Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the Grupo Dicas, the largest travel content network in the world, and today we're gonna talk about Cartagena, one of the most beautiful destinations in the world, and in my opinion, the most popular and touristy in Colombia. For those who don't know, it's located in the Colombia Caribbean, so it's one of the cheapest and most accessible cities for those who want to experience the Caribbean, beaches, and islands. You can get a good taste of this by passing through Cartagena. There is also San Andres, which is an incredible Colombian island. It's 1 hour and 20 flight up from Cartagena, which we talk about a lot in the videos there. There are tips on San Andres. There's the route through Colombia, which is Bogota, Cartagena, and San Andres, but Cartagena is halfway. It's not even an island, it's in the middle of Colombia, so it's a good option, full of culture and history for you to get to know the place. The first tip I'd like to give you is about the weather, guys. It has a lot to do with your trip. If you haven't booked your trip yet, there are months you can prioritize. In Colombia, it's a bit different, right? Bogota, I've just made a video about Bogota. It's a city that's cold because of the altitude. People sometimes think that Colombia is all hot, it's tropical. It's not. You can have problems if you stop in Bogota. Take a jacket, pants, cold clothes, because it's between 18 and 19 degrees all year round, and it's very high up, so there can be a cold wind at night. As for Cartagena, prepare yourself for the heat. You'll be sweating all day long. There's no way, it's very hot. The months I think are the best are from December to April. And why? Because it's winter there, which is hot, but not as hot as the other months. But it's hot too. And there's no rain. It's the dry season. You can enjoy all the walks, all the days, much better. Then from April to May, June, July, until November, it's the rainy season. So it will rain at the end of the day. There will be cloudy days. It's very hot, very hot, but you can enjoy it too. It's just so you can prioritize. Those are the rules. For San Andres, follow the same recommendations as for Cartagena because it's also a very hot place. How to get to Cartagena. There aren't many flights from our country to Cartagena. There used to be more flights from São Paulo, Brazil, or other cities. Nowadays, most flights have to stop either in Bogota or Panama City. Usually in Bogota because it's more on the way. There are more routes there, so you have to make this stopover. Some people take the opportunity to get to know Bogota, so you spend 2 days in Bogota to see the historic center. The other day you go to the South Cathedral because you already be there. Or if you want, you can go direct. Just stop there, make the connection, and leave in 1 hour and 20. You get to Cartagena. How many days to stay in Cartagena? That's a tough question, guys, but I think at least 3 so that you can get to know everything well and do the tours I'm going to talk about here, which are the trips back and forth to the beautiful islands there, beach clubs, paradise beaches. So I think at least 3. A maximum of 5 or 6 is fine. Right, the ideal is 4 or 5, but it varies a lot from person to person. Some people have too many days, want to stay longer, want to explore the city, but the most common is around 4. Safety. Is it a safe place in general, guys? Colombia, the 3 destinations we think are pretty safe, right? Bogota, Cartagena, and San Andres. Very safe. Of course, you have to be vigilant, just like anywhere else in the world. There may be some pickpockets, which there are in Brazil, for example, in Europe, and in many tourist places, especially in Bogota, which is a big city and has a lot of traffic. So just be aware and walk carefully. But when it comes to security, they've really stepped up security in this tourist destination, and it's very peaceful. In Cartagena, we just felt a bit uncomfortable with people trying to sell you things and being very invasive, forcing you to look at things, handicrafts, these little things, so be prepared. If you have a picture, don't ask anyone to take your picture. That they'll offer you something and then they'll demand money in return, so just be aware of that. But in terms of safety, of feeling safe, we found Colombia to be a very nice and peaceful country, so you can go there and enjoy with peace of mind, so you don't have to worry. Where to stay in Cartagena? Cartagena is considerably large compared to the other tourist destinations, so it's better to stay in the walled city. What is the walled city? It's the tourist part of the city, which is where they kept the whole wall there that surrounded and protected the city from pirate ships. It has a very cool history, and there are a few hotels located there. If you stay there, you'll be able to do almost everything on foot. It'll be much easier for you to visit the sites, go on tours, catch the boats. It's close to the port, so it's a very nice place to stay at its very popular. Prices can be a little high, but we're going to give you some tips on places that are a bit out of the way to make it easier for you. We've created this personalized map here with the best places to stay, and below in the description of the video I'll leave a personalized link to this map. And with this map you enter a very good website that we use to make reservations, which is the largest in the world, and I'm sure you've used it or know it. The prices are very good there, and the map is very good for searching, and if you're staying in that location, it's perfect. Just look for good, well-rated and cheap hotels and you get a good price. If there aren't many hotels in the area you're looking for, try moving a little to the side, because there are some areas nearby that may have more affordable hotels, so you just have to keep searching, do some research, use the website. It's very good and you're sure to find a good hotel with a good price, and if you want to cancel, you can cancel it for free with no problem. In this link, guys, there are all the links we use to make our trips, to organize everything, the best places we know, all the ones that are cheap as possible. Then there's this map link, which you'll find on a very good booking site. It's the biggest in the world, I am sure you know it too, and it's where you always find the best prices. The hotel we stayed in, good and cheap. I'll also give you the hotels in all the cities, all described, the website to buy tickets and tours, the cheapest cell phone chip, travel insurance for half the price, all the items there for you to organize your entire trip to Colombia, spending as little as possible on everything. So save the link, use it, because inside the links that are already discounts. So in this page you can sit down at your computer and take it easy, but it's going to be a guide for you to plan your entire trip. How to get around Cartagena. If you stay in the areas we mentioned, you'll be able to do a lot on foot, you'll be able to walk around. And what do you need, which is a little further away? Take a cab or an Uber. Uber isn't regulated there, but it works. It's a parallel piece of legislation they've created, I don't know what, but you can use it. But there's a very strong argument with the taxi drivers, so be careful. At the airport it's more complicated because you can't leave some exits at the airport door. So at the airport you have a very good tip, which is the transfer. Every airport in Colombia or anywhere in the world, we always take a transfer. What is a transfer? You book it in advance, you go online, it's a private cab, there will be someone waiting for you, a driver. After you left immigration, they'll already have a sign with your name on it, they'll talk to you, they'll have your hotel address, which you give them when you book it, they'll have you straight there, you already paid, there's no danger of that scam. We've been through several times in Colombia and Argentina. Once in Colombia, once in Argentina. When you get from the airport to the hotel and the taxi drivers charge you 3 or 4 times more, you have no idea how much it is. It's another currency, another language. So to avoid problems, buy a transfer, which is always very good, cheaper than a cab, and it's safer. The Tickets and Excursion website sells transfers from practically every airport in the world. It's very trustworthy. Now the main question on everyone's lips, how do I get my money there? How do you buy Colombian pesos? There are tips on how to save a lot of money, right? So let's go. The currency usage there is the Colombian peso. Very few places accept the dollar, so go with the Colombian peso, which is more guaranteed. And nowadays there's a much more advantageous and cheaper way, guys, which are global digital accounts. If you don't already have one, do some research. These are accounts that you open in less than 5 minutes, super easy, digital, through the app with just your ID. You don't pay for opening opening the account, you don't pay monthly maintenance fees, anything like that, and you can create an account in dollars. With this digital dollar account, you can top it up in dollars and use it anywhere in the world. You ask for your physical card, it's just any account, like a bank account with your physical card, so you can use it all over the world. You load it with dollars and you can use it in any currency, and it converts automatically, so it ends up being much cheaper, but a lot cheaper, right? It's a huge savings. And why? The dollar you buy is the commercial dollar, not the tourist dollar, which is a more expensive dollar and is charged at exchange houses and on credit cards. It would even be the same as the tourist Colombian peso. You pay as if it were the commercial Colombian peso. The conversion is very good, and the IOF is 1.1% on this card. If you swipe the credit card, it's 5.2, 5.1% IOF. In short, it's much cheaper. Do one and you save money. I'll leave the link below as well. This account that we have today, which I think is very good, the link for you to download the app, it's super fast, and the discount coupon we have with them gives you $20 depending on the first shipment. So open an account, make a nice shipment of $500, $600 within the first 15 days if you can, and then you also order a physical card so that it arrives home quickly, and then you can travel peacefully and you won't have any problems with the exchange rate. And an extra tip, I always like to have cash on me for anything if the card doesn't work. This card makes it possible for you to withdraw money for the cash machine, so you can get there at Bogota airport or any other city. You go there and withdraw Colombian pesos with it, the local currency, and you get a better rate. And now, before we get into the tours, here are two items that are very important when traveling internationally: a cell phone SIM card and travel insurance. The SIM card, can you buy cheaper ones in Colombia? Yes, if you get there, look for a store, buy it, install it, you can get better prices. Yes, it's cheaper, but we didn't have good experiences we tried to do this in both Argentina and Colombia. You have to go to the place, to the mall, wait in line to be seen, get attended, install it. There was a problem in Argentina. We didn't have anyone to call, so we found it a bit complicated. It wasn't worth it, because those hours of travel you're spending are worth money because you've paid to be there. You're paying for hotel, airfare, everything. So we thought it was a bill that wasn't worth it in the end, so we opted to pay a little more and buy a SIM card beforehand in our country, which is an international SIM card that you travel with. When you get there, put it in and you can use the internet without any problems. I'll also leave the links to the SIM card below. Take a look. It's a very good SIM card. You can install it virtually in the newest cell phones. You don't need to receive the SIM card at home. And international travel insurance, for those of you who don't know, it's extremely important anywhere in the world. For Europe, it's mandatory. It's so important, but for Colombia, it's not. But we recommend it, and it's much cheaper than people think. Sometimes $3 or $4 you can get good insurance per day that will cover you for more than $30,000 in medical costs. Guys, it can happen, right? It happened to us once. In all the traveling we do, sometimes it can happen at some point, going to the doctor, getting sick, being hospitalized, twisting a foot or a hand. So be prepared, because consultations are very expensive. I'll leave you links below to a travel insurance comparator. It compares insurance with all the insurers and shows you the cheapest prices. It's the cheapest place to go, so have a look. We recommend that you use it if you travel anywhere in the world. So what to do in Cartagena? What are the main tours and sites? I'll mention them here, then you can do more research and make your own itinerary, but I'm going to tell you about the ones you can't miss, and they're all in the region. So on the first day, guys, try to go to the walled city, which is the most touristy and coolest place to visit. There you see several tourist attractions such as Cartagena Cathedral and the clock tower, and you can finish because the wall, the mural, I don't know how to say it, the walls. You can stand on top and watch the sunset. It's the most beautiful thing in the world. There's a cafe there, like a rooftop on top of the wall. It's a cafe, a very nice restaurant called Café del Mar, one of the most popular. So try to get there early, not at sunset time, because it's really nice. You sit there, the tables, it's really nice vibe, and you get to see the sunset over the city of Colombia. This part of the walls is a really cool story, guys, because Cartagena used to be a hot spot for pirate attacks. So they tried to make many ways to protect the city, to try to protect from the invasions. So you see that it's all walls, all protection, and that's why they kept it to preserve. And in the evening, you look for a restaurant to eat some Colombian food. Cartagena is very busy, right? Look for somewhere cool and trendy, but in the tourist center, you see that there are lots of lively places and a lot of streets. And now let's talk about the beach. Everyone who goes to Cartagena and San Andres wants to see the beach. They want the Caribbean, which is the cheapest Caribbean of all and one of the most beautiful too. The sea, the beach, and the natural beauty are second to none to Punta Cana, Aruba, Cancun, those other destinations in the Caribbean. The big problem is that Cartagena's beaches aren't paradisiacal. They're not the kind of beaches you'd expect to see. This is an important tip so you can prepare yourself, but rest assured that you can solve this with the boats. There are several boat trips which are very common there that take you to the Paradise Islands. Then you'll be in the Caribbean you want to reach. It's very beautiful. The most common tour is to the Isla del Rosario, which are the Rosario Islands. It's a group of very beautiful islands. There's a tour we did that's very good and stops at the islands. They're beautiful. There's one that's the most famous, Playa Blanca, and we had lunch there. It's a really nice tour and everything included. You stop for lunch, you stop at all the islands. It's a very complete tour and a truly paradisiacal day. There are reviews on the tickets and excursions website. You can see everything that's included, the stops, but it's a really nice tour to do. If you want to go to one of them and plan it yourself, you can. By public transportation, it's like the ferries that take you to Playa Blanca. You can get there on your own. I think it's a bit difficult, but the boat trip is not expensive and it goes to much more beautiful places. Stopping off at the more remote beaches, I think it's more worthwhile, but if you're on hard savings at the time of maximum savings, you can also try to get to these main beaches your own. But we always recommend that you do the tour with an agency that picks you up. You can get to the boat rides and then you can enjoy free of problems because you don't have to worry about all of the bureaucracy. And I would set aside a day to visit a beach club. There are several nice clubs in Cartagena, but the two I think are the best are the Bora Bora Beach Club and the Cala Beach Club. They're on islands. It's the same thing. I'll put a photo of the two videos here for you to see, but then you go and spend the whole day there. You can book the tour with an agency, which is also sold here on the website. Take a look at the prices, the hut, the chairs, the whole structure, so you can stay there all day like a king. Everything is included. There's a slightly more luxurious idea, quotation marks, because you already have greater comfort and sometimes there's a swimming pool. It's very nice. There's music, DJs, the Colombian people are lively, so it's a place that I think it's also worth a visit if you like this kind of fun. For those who want to see more of Colombian culture, there are some great museums to visit in Cartagena. The main ones are the New Gold Museum, the Museum of Modern Art. There's also a great place to visit the Heredia Theater, which is also one of the oldest theaters in South America. So these are more cultural sites for you to explore in the city. If you like this kind of fun, go ahead. The free tour tip, guys, I forgot to talk. There's a very nice free tour that some companies do where you can visit the historic center of all the cities, Bogota, Cartagena. In Cartagena, there's a really cool one that we did. It's on this tickets and excursions website. You go there and look for free tours. It's a free tour. You go with a guide with a group of usually about 8 or 10 people. They explain everything, show you everything, the history of the city. It's really cool. And then at the end, everyone gives a tip because the person isn't going to work for free, but it is in theory free. And then you give as much as you think it's fair to the person at the time. But it's a great tour to do on the first day so you can get an overview of the city's history. And another great place to visit is the Getsemani neighborhood, which is a difficult name to pronounce. I'll leave it here for you. It's a very beautiful place. The streets are all colorful so you can take pictures, so you can walk around. It's very nice. It has very good restaurants. At night it's a bit hectic. There are bars in the street, so check it out. It's a place worth visiting. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps us a lot. And don't forget to watch the other videos from Colombia, which are very good. I'll leave a couple of others here so you can plan your trip as well as possible, guys. So thank you very much and have nice trips.